WIOD.
This is the Neil Rogers Show. This is your brain. Any questions?
Mommy, when will I grow my extra wee-wee?
You only have one wee-wee, son.
Oh, Mommy, am I deformed?
No, you're only supposed to have one.
Is Daddy deformed?
No.
He has two wee-wees.
No, son, he only has one. Believe me, Mommy knows.
Nuh-uh, he has two.
Two?
Yeah, a little one he pees with, and a great big one he brushes the babysitter's teeth with.
Okay, 12:06 at WIOD. We got some technical problems here. If it sounds on the air like a little bit of a hollow sound, if it sounds like the phone is feeding back through the board again, if it sounds like we've got for the 85 millionth time the same technical screw-ups here, guess what we do, okay? So just grin and bear it. Just grin and bear it. Put a big smile on your rectum, puss, and everybody will feel it's okay. We have an open line in Dade. We got one on the purple line. All of Broward vanished during the news, of course, at 5249463. All three open lines in Broward, just sitting there very quietly, and they're wondering, boy, it sure sounds funny, don't it? I can barely understand what they're saying. Here's Westchester. Hello.
Neil, God.
Yes, sir?
Neil, I'm just as frustrated as you are with these damn dykes. I've been waiting a week for one of them to see if they have the cojones to call up and argue their point, you know? You know, and nothing happened.
Well, I'm not waiting for an argument. I'm waiting for some dyke. I mean, obviously, dykes know other dykes. They know what this is all about.
Yeah.
Why don't we have one bull dyke out there who will call and confirm that these are mostly dykes who are competing in these so-called women's sports?
Yeah.
They're not women's sports. They're bull dyke sports.
I know. And I know for a fact they're out there, and they listen to your show because my wife used to work in a place.
Your wife is a dyke?
No. She used to work in this place that had like a whole colony of dykes.
Yeah.
And by the way, they're worse than men when they get obsessed with a woman.
Really?
Yeah, because she had a couple incidents where they were stalking her.
Really?
And, you know, I guess they wanted to slam the tortilla. George knows what that means.
Yeah.
And
he's smirking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, but there was only one old lady dyke there that called you once, and that was when all hell broke loose when, remember when somebody said something bad about that traffic girl, that Latin traffic girl?
Right.
And she really chastised you guys. She even said that you guys play with your pellejos too long and stuff.
And
you remember that old lady?
She was a dyke?
Yeah, she was a dyke. And she said that
How do you know that?
Because my wife knows. She was working there at the time. She was cracking up. You know, she couldn't stop laughing because she said, remember she said she was from Madrid? And you said she wouldn't know Madrid from Sebastian Madrid?
Yeah, right.
My wife and I think, are one of the few people that got that joke. She was laughing all day, hysterically. Believe me.
What did we call that bit with the traffic, George? With Chiquita Banana. What did we call that?
That was that girl with the great ass, right?
Right.
Yeah.
No, she didn't have the great ass. Oh, yeah, she did. Aaron was supposed to have the great
Tráfico.
ass. Oh, El Tráfico. That's what that is. Yeah, there it is.
I think she called that those same few days.
Well, we'll keep banging on them, so to speak. We'll see if we can find some dyke out there with with balls enough to call.
Yeah,
they should have.
They should have. I'm telling you.
They should have the big ones.
Yeah.
Okay, pal.
All right. Bye-bye.
See ya. So anyway.
This traffic update is a service of the only sponsor we got. It's a parking lot now on the Palmetto Expressway. You know, we got the usual delays. It's rush hour. We got a few collisions. One on 27th Avenue, another one on 47th Avenue. Could be northbound, I don't know. Might be southbound, I don't know that either. Could be eastbound. We don't know. We can't see nothing from this room. It don't have no windows. It's backed up, a major problem all the way around the big curve. And I'm not talking about my ass. That's your eye, spy. Don't shoot me out of the sky at traffic. From your traffic chica on 610 WIOD. Okay, Steve, how was that? Do you think I could have the job, please? I got a great ass.
Rectum. Okay, there she is, and of course that was another one of the great chapters in the history of WIOD. I certainly hope that you've been listening long enough to have lived through all of that, to survive through all of that with us, because I've gone home and written in my diary. 2 open lines in Dade, 751 WIOD, 1 in Broward, 5. Here's West Palm Beach. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How's it going?
Okay.
I would never try to defend the terrible way that they handled that bomb up there, but one thing I think that nobody mentioned yet was
how come nobody else has got an opinion on it, except the one guy that was screaming and carrying on that I'm anti-cop or something? How come nobody else has got an opinion on whether they acted whatever they did?
Terribly. But in defense, you know, the white man, which I have more to say about, that called on the phone, I'll say more about that. Yeah, didn't you hear the reports? That the guy that called in the threat,
the 911,
was a white male.
Yes.
Okay, I have some more to say about that in a second, but first of all, he said that it was going to blow up in 30 minutes, and it actually blew up in 21 minutes.
Yeah.
So not that, they shouldn't have really.
Oh, so in other words, they should just have taken him at his word and just took their time. Is that it? Oh, he says we got 30 minutes, so don't sweat it, okay?
Take it easy, everybody.
Right. Let him finish the song. Let him finish this song.
and you know, yeah, you're telling me with all these experts and SWAT teams and stuff that they don't have anybody there who's trained to know what to say so that there wouldn't be a panic?
I don't know, but nobody said anything. All they did was have that redneck in there who was the head of the security, and that the whatever the hell his title is, the local head, which I think is where he was spending his time, at the local head. And this redneck comes on there and says, "Oh yeah, we got 100 people off the lawn, and yeah, we did okay."
Amazing.
It was embarrassing.
Now listen, back in the O.J. trial, when you remember when Johnny Cochran shot out of his seat and went ballistic, when his witness said something about he heard a black man arguing at the time of the murders. Did you see that part of the testimony?
Yes.
And Johnny Cochran shot out of his seat, and this is 1990s.
Well, so who cares about Johnny Cochran? What does that have to do with anything?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying that supposedly what Johnny Cochran's point was is that you can't tell the color of a man.
But Johnny Cochran's full of crap.
Yeah, that's what I say that. And so, but how come there's a double standard now that all of the news reports were that it was a white man called on the phone for this bomb threat?
They identified it as that the voice sounded like a white man with no identifiable accent. That's what it sounded like. They were describing, because they're trying to narrow it down to some suspects, is what they're trying to do.
Well,
which has nothing to do with Johnny Cochran. I know this may come as a great shock to you, but the bombing in Atlanta had nothing to do with O.J. Although,
well,
he is there, isn't he?
Let me ask you.
He is there, isn't he? Covering it for that Frog TV network.
There could be a connection.
There you go. I'll get Johnny on it right away. 2 open lines in Dade, 751 WI. What's Caprita doing in there? Why is that man here?
He doesn't have a TV where he is.
I don't have any money for you. And I ran into Stan Major over there. I was at my Heavenly Cheesecake about 10 days ago, and I'm trying to walk to my car and get the hell out of there with my stash of goodies, and there's Stan Major in his car. Yeah. And I said, "Stan, you drove all the way over here to bring me my money back, huh?" He said, "No, let's have lunch one day. And by the way, you're buying." Something like that. How come you're not in some big movie out there?
Got out of a big movie.
What?
Huh?
What?
Do you want to know the name?
Yeah, then does it have a name?
You'll never believe it.
Scarface.
No.
Oh, and by the way, you know who has a very marginal role? I'm so embarrassed for him. In Primal Fear?
Rocky
Echevarria. Stephen Bauer. And he looks really bad. And I don't understand what that role has to do with the plot. I don't understand what it has to do with the story. I must have missed something. I watched it, I mean, very intently from beginning to end, and in the end, Rocky winds up sleeping with the fishes.
Can I come in?
Hey, exactly. You come in here where this is like a damn wake that we're having in this place. It's every day is like Yom Kippur, more so than ever before. And you come in here like it's party time, Caprita, looking like an ass murderer. You look like O.J. without the suntan. Look at that. Look like an ass murderer, this guy. Looks like hell, to be honest with you. You look like Charles Manson on a bad day.
Well, I'm from California.
Jesus God. Just what we needed to uplift us out of this deep funk that we're in. This audience, man, you couldn't buy a call for $50,000 in this town these days. There's nobody in this town unless they have to be here. The phone system is all screwed up. This thing is echoing through itself. I feel like I'm in an echo chamber, like I'm going through decompression now. Like that Olympic, whatever that guy was they brought in there whoever that was. Or was it one of the divers? I don't know. It's all blending in together. It's one of the divers searching for bodies, which is also turned into an Olympic sport. Oh, the U.S. is leading in bodies found under the Fire Island there. And the Canadians aren't far behind. Yeah, let's make that into an Olympic sport. See which country's divers brought up the most bodies from the plane crash. Do you want to do the break now or what? Because I don't really care. I just as soon get up out of this chair, head for the door, and let Caprita finish the show. That'll get the phone going. Everybody wants to talk to Captain Dave Caprita. He's sitting here right now. And if you got any spare cash, by the way, he'll talk to you for as long as you want.
I'm fine.
So you didn't need any money from me after all, huh?
No, I just wanted to go to Vegas that weekend.
Oh, you wanted to go to Vegas that weekend. It would have blown all the damn money. How do you like that? Grave robber.
I won some money in Mississippi.
Well, isn't that great? You look like you belong in Mississippi. You look like you just came from Aintree. Doesn't he? He looks like he just came from Aintree down the Cohulawasi River, this slime ball.
You know, Mississippi's got some nice biscuits.
Oh, I bet it does. You fit in there like a glove, like a rubber glove fits in your
rectum.
Exactly. 12:16 at WIOD.
The coach's thoughts on the upcoming season.
Yeah.
On Dolphins' 30th anniversary timeline of
Yep.
achievements, the NFL week-by-week schedule, and much more.
But nothing about us at WIOD.
Supplies last at participating South
Nothing about us.
stores. 610.
Nothing about us.
Dolphin Preview Magazine, brought to you in part by 1-800-9-LUMAR, Havana Hideaway, and Havana Humidor.
Oh, God!
Is ticking. The prospective owners of 610 WIOD are waiting in the wings, anxiously. The current owners are waiting in another wing, hoping nothing goes wrong. Sorry to disappoint, folks, but the inmates are now in charge of News Talk IOD.
And boy, have we got a Dolphin story for you guys. A surprise announcement regarding one of the Dolphins' newest players. Tight end Johnny Mitchell has retired as of today. Maybe his rectum was too tight. Or maybe it wasn't tight enough. Ask Mandich. He knows all about those tight ends. Mitchell was acquired by the team as a free agent within the past 2 weeks, but has been plagued by injury, including back problems. Before signing with the Dolphins, Mitchell played for the Jets. He was expected to be a starter for the Fins this season. Johnny Mitchell has retired. Whoa! I think the Mad Dog better start suiting up again. You know what? The Dolphins are going to be sans tight end, the way things are looking right now. I think it's time to start tying up some loose ends, if you ask me. Also, with respect for victims and an air of defiance, Atlanta is finalizing plans for reopening the bombed Centennial Olympic Park. Oh! Officials say the gates to the 21-acre arena will open at 8 a.m. tomorrow for people from all over the world attending the games in Atlanta. At 10 o'clock, Minister and former Atlanta Mayor Andrew Young. Oh, he's the minister now. That's what he is. What do you mean he's always been a minister? Since he was a baby? He was a child prodigy minister? He was one of those little evangelist ministers, those little kid evangelists that's on the TV there? At 10 o'clock, minister and former Atlanta mayor and former ambassador to the UN, but I guess that don't count. Wasn't he?
They noticed they put that laugh.
They don't put it in here at all because he's embarrassed. He don't want it in his credentials. He said too many foreigners in that UN. Andrew Young will lead the crowd in a prayer for the people who died in the bombing and its aftermath and the more than 100 people who were needlessly injured because a bunch of rednecks were heading up security. The Atlanta Committee for the Olympic Games says security will be doubled. They insist that a feeling of openness and freedom will be maintained. So here's Dave Caprita. So what's the name of the movie you're in? Come on, pull up that mic. You're not working for
I know it's nice to be able to.
Anybody anymore? For that bastard Bud Paxton? I mean, my new boss. So yeah, what do you have to say about that now that we're going over to? We're not moving. We're moving to Hollywood in a month.
You're not going to go to that big field in Carroll City?
No, they're not out there now anyway. Oh, you want? Oh, this is. I'm telling you. Did I tell you that this was a wake? It's Yom Kippur at WIOD. Here's the book Cheryl just handed me. Thank you so much. How about a dagger at the same time? Give it to Caprita. He looks like an ass murderer.
Don't you think it was...
We just had a death knell book here, too, by the way.
Really?
Woo!
Don't you think that it was like synchronicity, that as I was pulling into this parking lot...
Oh, that's the name of the song, Synchronicity?
You played that cart?
What's that?
This Is Your Brain. Isn't that weird?
I play that all the time. Because we're trying to keep your memory alive.
This is the Neil Rogers Show.
But don't overdo it.
Listen to those S's.
Any questions?
Ooh! Whoa! That last one, I never noticed that. It's piercing.
You were the one that told me about it.
Any questions? Yeah, Caprita's the only straight guy that has runaway S's. Boy, we had to have a token straight guy on the show. Although in Glenn's case, we didn't really, nobody cared. We're not really, we're not sure what that is, okay? Because have you ever really seen a bird's, you look under there and just a lot of feathers. We don't know what's under there.
They molt.
They molt, yeah. They multiply. So the name of the movie is...
You don't want to know.
Why?
Because you'll laugh. It's a Fran, what's her name?
Why don't you pull it, not Fran Drescher?
It's her movie, her husband produced it.
You're right.
Well, she's in a movie that's out right now.
Yeah.
And, Timothy Dalton is her love interest.
Yes.
And it's called The Beautician and the Beast.
Oh, and which one do you play? Yeah.
I'll never tell.
Yeah. And you have a big role in this movie?
Yeah, not really. I made a
cameo.
Bit of money. Yeah.
You made how much? How much you make?
A couple $100.
Couple $100? Scale has got to be more than a couple $100.
I was there for like one day.
Yes, you made a couple grand.
No, I made a couple of $100.
And that's it?
Yeah.
And that was enough to get you back here?
As soon as I made the $200, I cashed and got an airplane
Boy,
ticket.
that Greyhound bus must have been really comfortable. I thought they were out of business. Here's a call from Saga Bay. Hello.
Neil, this is on Olympic diving. It's sort of off the subject now. There's a Russian named Sautin that's supposed to be
In Russia named what?
Sautin, S-A-U-T-I-N.
Yeah.
And everybody calls him the man, and I was curious about that, and I saw him a month ago.
They call him a man?
The man.
The man.
All his colleagues.
These Olympics, it's really hard to figure it out.
Just a moment, and here's the reason. I figured it out by looking.
All right.
He's a young John Holmes.
Yeah.
So you watch it tonight when you get home or whenever he's on. He's on right now.
Yeah.
And you verify it.
Okay.
Good luck.
Okay, I heard he's just hanging out in Atlanta till the games are over. We have an open line at date 750. Can you hear can you hear that? The way that this thing sounds? Now. It's not gone. What do you mean it should be gone?
Well, it should.
But it's not.
Everybody's in such a sour mood here today.
Man, this whole town is like... I was in a good mood. I came in here this morning, had a fine weekend. I got out of town for a couple days. Everything's fine. I come in here, and it's the usual death knell on the radio. They're just deader than a doornail.
Everything's the same in this town.
Oh, but worse. Multiply times 10 whenever it was you left, and multiply times 1,000, like I said. And it's so much, it's deadly. Because it's not the season. Don't you out there in L.A., don't you have the season when, like, most people bail out? Or like in New York, when everybody leaves town and they come back for 2 months and then they all leave again?
Right now.
Right now what?
They say it's dead in L.A. right now.
Not like this
summer, but it's
That's
still
only Nicole they're talking about.
But as soon as I got here, I'm listening to the news, and it's the same thing about massage parlors.
Massage parlors are closing up the bingo. Butterworth wants to close down the Indian bingo, right, or whatever he's closing.
Gambling,
right.
Gosh,
right.
Kind of makes me want to move.
And Joe
back.
Carroyo is the mayor of Miami again, and he wants to chase the Panthers out of town. And same old crap.
It's the same thing.
Gets pretty monotonous. No wonder the people out there watching the Olympics, okay? Watching all these dykes on bikes and stuff. At least it's something different.
Oh, did you see I thought of you last night. Did you see the gymnastics last night?
With what?
The guys' gymnastics. The Greek guy won.
Yeah. And you thought he looked good?
Well, no, I just
the
thought
Greek kid.
I
did see that, as a matter of fact.
I thought of you when I was watching because I was sitting in a bar.
They're mostly pretty ugly, though.
They were talking about how good-looking all these people were.
No, they were not.
You didn't think that Greek guy was really
not
good-looking?
in the least. If he had some hair, he might. With all due apologies on both of our parts. If he had a little bit of hair, he might have looked human. What's he trying to do? Do the Telly Savalas look? Is that it? Too much baklava, I think. 19 years old, and the kid is almost bold as a cue ball. That's why you liked him. Yeah, they were beautiful, Dave. Whatever you say. 12:25 at WIOD. It's the Dave Caprita Show featuring Captain Neil, Captain and Schlemiel, and the Bird. We're going to bring the Bird back, too, and see if that'll put us over the top. We're going to try anything to see if we can get a caller or two these days, huh? In this godforsaken dumb fork of a town. Anyway, shopping for a mattress is easy when you call 1-800-MATTRESS. They've got the best, the biggest selection and savings up to 60% below department store prices. It's fast, it's easy, it's convenient. I did it. When my mattress started getting lumpy and old and crappy, I said, I'm going to pick up the phone and call that number, and damn it, I did. And they were there in no time, like the next day. Just call 1-800-MATTRESS. Leave off the last S because it stands for savings. You'll talk with professional bedding consultants. You'll choose from all the top brand names. Whatever you like, they got it. Sealy Posturepedic, Simmons Beauty Rest, Serta Perfect Sleeper, Dialopedic by Spring Air. You may want to consider the latex mattress. It's made from 100% latex foam rubber, unlike traditional mattresses. It never needs to be turned. It's perfect even for the most humid climate like in here, and conforms to your body for the highest degree of comfort and support, and comes with a 20-year non-prorated warranty. The 1-800-Mattress can give convenient delivery now from the Keys to Jacksonville, and your new mattress will be backed by a 30-day comfort exchange policy. They're even spelling mattress with only one S in the body of the copy. All right. For the best prices, up to 60% below department store prices, the best selection and convenient delivery, call 1-800-MATTRESS, M-A-T-T-R-E-S. And be sure and ask about the free pillow offer with every complete bedding set, too. 1-800-MATTRESS, M-A-T-T-R-E-S. Leave off the last S because it's running away from Captain Dave's lips.
O-D.
So what do you want to know, Dave? Love 94, let's see, 3-4. Yeah, they stay about the same, but Bud listens to it. He likes that music, so... As long as Bud likes the music, that's what it's all about. Love 94 will always be there. Zeta went through the roof. I'm telling you. Do you think it's that? Do you think it's is that better? Did that change anything or what? That did change it? It's because Caprita, but you know something? I don't have his mic on, Mr. Smarty Pants, so it's not because there's a second.
No, because you turned the overhead down.
What are you talking about? Before a second ago, when we heard that thing, his microphone was off. Now it's on. Do you hear any difference? I don't.
Not right at the moment.
Okay. Do we really care? I don't, but at least it's something to talk about. Okay, let's go to a plantation. Hello.
How you doing, Neil?
Great.
Real great.
Say hi to Dave Caprita.
Hello, Mr. Caprita.
Hello, sir. What's your question?
What's your question? Speaking of Larry King, Neil, I got a question. You know, you've been going off about dykes.
Yeah.
And I don't understand. You know, like Larry
Loan me
King
$50.
said. Like Larry King said, you know, what do you care? Well, who cares? I mean, you're a big goddamn Jew faggot. We don't care. You're Neil.
Yeah.
Who cares?
What do you mean, who cares? In other words, you want to watch a bunch of so-called sports with supposedly women athletes who are nothing but a bunch of bull dykes on steroids? Is that your idea of watching sports? I think somebody ought to care. In other words, if they want to call it the Dyke Olympics, fine. But how about a little truth in labeling? I tell you I'm a Jew fag, okay? I have no problem with that. Why can't these dykes be a little bit more intellectually honest? Is there something wrong with that?
They're not there to talk. They're there to do their sports.
They're there to beat the crap out of each other, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
they're there to dyke it up, right?
Okay.
Right?
Right.
Okay.
Bye.
Thanks.
I was on a street in Pembroke Pines last night that's called Dykes. Have you seen that?
Even one of the swimmers, her name is Van Dyken. One of the dyke swimmers there. I mean, you know that most of these women, the so-called women athletes, are bull dykes. How come these people are so slow here? They say, oh, who cares? Don't tell us these things. We don't want to hear it, even though it's true. They already have the gay Olympics. Let the fags go to the gay Olympics, except the good-looking guys. See, one thing about the male athletes, and I'm not talking about the divers because they're all mostly fags, and the gymnasts, they're all fags, and the figure skaters in the Winter Olympics, we know they're all fags. Like I said, they're all fags. Isn't that what I just said? If we have any straight guys in the Olympics, what would be wrong with having the straight Olympics? I said that last week, and they all looked at me like, what are you talking about, you faggot? Are you trying to spoil our fun? What would be wrong with having straight Olympics, having a bunch of beautiful young women and beautiful young straight guys? There's good-looking straight people.
And all these straight people that
Aren't
watch
there?
the Olympics.
Huh?
All the straight people watching the Olympics.
Right! All the straight people are watching the faggots out there thinking they're watching something that they're not. Boy, they just get sucked in every time, don't they? The straight people just get sucked in they don't even know they're getting sucked in. God almighty. See, Caprita understands. That's why we had a great show on Zeta, because I had one guy that understood what I was talking about and the other one that was flitting around like a bumblebee in heat. That's what made for a great show. Here I'm sitting here talking stuff, and it's like, what language is he speaking? What is this man saying? He's another spoil sport. He's peeing in our parade. That's right. They're having a good time. They think they're enjoying this crap. They really think that this is the cat's meow. The badminton games and the volleyball and the women's paddle pull, whatever the hell they're pulling. They're having a good time with this. They think this is sports. The rowing, the equestrian, the badminton is what slays me, though. Badminton. And now they're going to have ballroom dancing.
They've had ballroom dancing before.
No. That's new. That's brand. You're thinking of Arthur and Catherine Murray. And they're coming back for this, by the way. They're going to make a big comeback. Here's a mobile in the Gables. Hello.
Hey, guys.
Oh, thank God Caprita's here. The phones are smoking now.
They are.
Yeah, when Caprita comes in, that's all they think about is smoking.
I got something for Captain Dave. He's
okay.
He's going to have a good laugh here. Dave.
What?
Remember when... he sounds real excited. Remember Zeta back in the old days? You know, the I-95...
Wait a minute. What is that spot there on the next thing? I'm not doing that spot. That's not one of my spots. That's a Rick Riley spot.
Yeah, don't do the pizza loft, guys.
Let me do it.
No, we're not doing that spot.
Dave,
go ahead. What's the question?
Dave, remember a long time ago, one day Neil had to go to the bathroom, and he kept asking if the...
Yeah, a long time ago one day I had to go... You're right, I remember that day. God, was it a great day.
Come on.
Yeah, the best day of my life, yeah.
No, Dave will remember. Dave will remember, because him and the bird were there. Remember he said, is the coast clear? And he finally said, yeah, it is. I was the next caller. I called back after Neil got back from the bathroom. He got back like in a minute and a half. You know, he didn't miss
I don't miss a beat.
And then I said, Neil, did you wash your hands? And you said, what's it to you, sir, whether I wash my hands or not?
I remember that.
Remember?
I have that on tape somewhere.
You have to. It's so funny. And Neil finally got, bent out of shape that he didn't wash his hands and he took a dump. So I thought that was pretty funny.
I got news for you. Let me tell you again. When you go to Michigan State, the first thing they teach you is that after you go to the bathroom, no matter which numbers you may be doing, you only wash your hands if you need to.
Yeah.
Now, if you know how to do your business in a sanitary way, you don't have to wash your hands every time.
But how can you pull that off without washing your hands? I don't know how you can do that.
Oh, when you have the expertise that some of us do.
Dave,
like the Russians, when you can fold it up into like tiny little,
Dave, Neil's the greatest, but we missed those days with the bird and all that. It was pretty funny stuff.
Oh, now we missed the bird, huh? Now you're really getting carried away. You're really...
Neil, you got to admit, the threesome was one of the funniest things of all. You don't need any help.
That morning show was the best show that was ever on this in this market.
It was the greatest of all time.
That's right.
Of all time.
But you know something? You can't live in the past.
I was just going to say the best advice that Neil gave. Remember one time I called you about 3 or 4 years ago, and I was feeling
I said, I don't have any money for you, Dave.
And I was like saying, gosh, don't you want to put a morning show together and stuff like that? And you hollered at me on the phone and said, you can't live in the past.
Right.
That was the best advice
You can't
anybody
go back.
has
That's
ever given me.
Well,
he wants to resurrect what we had before. You can't do it.
But Dave, did you play an axe murderer in this movie, or what'd you play?
I play a soldier.
Okay. Did you get a line?
I did a line.
No, I know that, but did you get one?
Probably did several lines before the movie.
All right.
No, I'm just ominous looking.
Okay.
I got paid a chunk of money just to look mean.
Well, maybe somebody will like you and get another movie. You know, you never know.
If you saw him right now, trust me, nobody's going to like him.
Okay.
Okay, I got to go real bad, pal. See ya.
Bye.
I got to go real bad.
Gosh, what a memory to think about. You taking a dump 8 years ago.
This goes to show you why the people enjoy the Olympics. They have such a rich, full life. Here's a guy that remembers the last time I took a dump, what day it was, what texture it was, how long it took, a minute and a half, whether I washed my hands, what kind of germs, if it was E. coli. Oh, my God.
That's Miami.
Woo! Have these people got a rich, full life or what?
Do you think in L.A. they'd be talking about how long you
Oh, they
took
know
a
when
dump?
Michael Jackson took his last BM.
Well, you're right.
I'm talking about the Michael Jackson on KABC. In fact, that's what his show is. Basically, is BM.
You should go out
BM
there.
in the AM.
You
Go out
should
there
be
for
on the
what?
radio
I hate
out
it there. As much as I dislike it here, I hate it there.
Well, at least there's things to do.
You like it there?
Yeah.
You like Los Angeles?
There's things I hate about it, but I love a lot of it,
Like
too.
what? What is there to like besides all those gross bikers there on Sunset? And what do you like?
The movies. That you can go just about to any type of movie that's ever been made, whether it's 20 years old or whether it's some little independent film, and you can go to a nice theater and watch it.
Yeah.
And the people are quiet. They're not sitting there with their children screaming and crying, and people are actually silent in the movie theater.
And you don't have a bunch of old people repeating the dialogue?
No. Or people going, watch this, watch this.
Right.
Oh, just wait. Now he's going to take the knife and stab her right through the...
Rectum.
Oh, it's going to be beautiful.
I saw that movie.
Did you? We have an open line on the purple line, pound IOD. Dave Caprita's in town. What is the purpose of this visit?
It's the will of God.
No, seriously, what brings you back here? As much as you're bellyaching about how it sucks here, which there's no debate on that, why would you come back here especially now, in the middle of the dog days?
Well, I was visiting some friends and relatives in North Florida, and I just got in the car to get a pack of cigarettes, and the next thing I know, I was going down the turnpike toward...
going down the Hersey Highway, huh?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sonny Fox sends his best regards, too, by the way, that suckhole.
What happened to him?
He's still over there. Oh, boy, you want to see some numbers? Get your reading glasses out. 1236 at WIOD.
In Chicago, a man walks up to a fast food counter and orders French fries. 3,000 miles away, at the same time in Hong Kong, a woman drops a bowling ball on her foot. Is it a coincidence or a psychic phenomenon?
In Peru, 3 men walk into a forest. Meanwhile, in New Jersey, halfway around the world, a man puts on a skirt. Thousands of incidents like these are reported every day around the world. What do they mean? Well, now there may be an answer with the new Time Life book series. Send us $9.95 each week for the next 5 years, and we'll send you book after book after book with colorful pages and illustrations of meaningless events and insignificant occurrences.
A man in Toledo stops for a red light. Meanwhile, in Miami, a woman touches a pig. You decide.
To order meaningless events and insignificant occurrences, call 1-900-555-SCAM.
Okay, so a woman in Miami touches a pig. Maybe she's looking for a corkscrew. I don't know. 1239 at WID. I'm looking for your thing. What's the name of that thing you got? That Stan Major one? Woke up this morning. What is that called?
I don't know.
Stan Major Blues.
Oh, yeah.
It's in the DCS.
Oh, it's in the DCS? Oh, Dave Caprita made it in the DCS on 2 bits. Not only this is the Neil Rogers Show, but also on the, which I can't find, by the way.
So if I got hit by a bus later today, at least I leave a legacy.
It's not in there.
I thought it was.
George, Jesus, God, I could already have the thing in my hand in a cart, too, by now. It's in the DCS. It's in there.
Used to be.
Yeah, everything used to be. Probably the
people are
Cox
taking,
people. Probably the
stuff
Cox
out.
people came through and rifled through all the good stuff to make sure that once the sale goes through, we're left like with nothing. We're left with a bunch of, how to learn to spell with Darnell.
Woke up at 2 p.m., face down in a gutter. My mouth tasted like mung. My brain was like butter. Crawled up on my feet and brushed myself off. Lit up a stogie. Started to cough. Reached in my pocket, pulled out my trusty AM radio. Got ready for the evening with the Stan Major Show.
That's all I can handle of that.
And you'd miss the singing part.
Oh.
Evening with the Stan
At least if you're going to play it.
Got ready for the evening with the Stan Major Show. Oh, no.
No is right. In other words, if you're going to commit suicide, and you're going to do it during the evening, that's the way to get ready for it. Turn on Stan. So, yeah, I saw Stan in the parking lot there by Heavenly Cheesecakes over at Nob Hill and Cleary one day, and it was a very depressing moment in my life. And he also looked schmutzy like you with the beard and all that. So I guess when you're falling on tough times, you can't afford a Bic? Is that what it is?
I thought he was a big famous network talk show host on Westwood or something like that.
Yeah, Westwood 1/2. Yeah.
No, what happened?
He's on 400 radio stations with a combined power of 10 watts.
I heard him in Arizona one time.
Did you? Mm-hmm. And how was he doing?
He was better than he used to be.
Yeah.
I was never a big fan of his show, but he sounded entertaining.
You hear that, Stan? Caprita said you suck.
I like Stan personally.
Personally. It's not personal, it's business. In my case, it's both, Stan. How's the money coming? Here's Miami Beach. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir?
Hello?
Let me say it again. One more time. Hello?
Oh, yeah, hold on a second. Hold on. Hello?
Yes, sir?
Who's that asshole you got on there?
Dave Caprita.
Oh, what an asshole, man. Get him off the air, man. Your ratings are going down the toilet.
Yeah, it sounds like you're going down the turlet. Yeah, down the turlet. Hey, Julio Archie Bunker, how do you like that? Hey, eat it! Eat it! Yeah, eat this. We have an open line in Dade, 751-9463, 751 Julio, another disgruntled spick. Okay, here's a lady in Miami. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
I wanted to tell you about something that happened at the post office. I consider it fraud, and I'd like
The more
to know your
things change,
opinion.
the more they say the same.
Yeah.
I went to buy some stamps, and they have all these cute little things with, like, jazz musicians and Georgia O'Keeffe flowers, and they had some James Dean, and he's looking really hot. So I picked him up,
Yeah.
and I go up to pay, and the other ones are like $6 and some change, and the James Dean one, which has the same number of stamps, is $29.95 because it's autographed. And I said to the guy, "Wait a minute."
Autographed by whom?
by
James Dean?
I'm not kidding.
Maybe by John Dean, not James Dean.
No.
Maybe Jimmy Dean.
They're selling it for $29.95 with, the same number of stamps because it's autographed. So I tell the guy that, and he goes, "Oh, no, it's got to be a mistake. It's got to be..."
Yeah, he's only been dead for 40 years.
That's what I told him, but I swear to you, this is what the post office is up to.
Yeah. Bunch of grave robbers over there at the post office. You're ripping us off. We know the scam you're pulling over there.
I also
Jimmy
had
Dean.
something else happen, and I guess I don't get out of the house enough.
Right, like most people here, yes?
Yeah, well, it's too scary out there. I mean, too many locals. But I go to the Publix to park, and like the first few are blue for handicapped, so you can.
Yeah, the first 6,000 spaces are blue, right?
Right, and then the next one's ATM only.
But just think of this: if you keep having to walk 2.5 miles to get to the store, pretty soon you'll be handicapped too, and you can park in one of those 5,000 blue spaces.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you. After the handicapped and the ATM designated, there was a new green one with a baby buggy.
Yeah.
So if you're
a green one with a baby buggy?
Yeah, you can only park there if you have like a little kid, And
yeah.
So if you're handicapped...
So in other words, if you want to get up close to your supermarket, kidnap somebody's little kid and stick it in a baby buggy, and you can park real close and personal.
Right. And if you want to take some old people and babies and use the ATM, can you park sideways across 6 of those?
Only fags can do that. They park on a slant.
This town makes
It's
me
unbelievable,
crazy.
yeah. How about if they just had a parking spot for normal people like us?
I'm not sure they see the need.
Yeah. Okay, sweetheart. Take your walker next time.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye. So they're selling James Dean things at the post office, stamps, autographed by Sal Mineo. So anyway, I saw this movie with Richard Gere, Primal Fear, with Richard Gere.
I heard it was really good.
Did you hear it was really good?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I really don't know what to make of it. In other words, the movie itself was okay, and then the ending was just spastic. I mean, just blows you away, and then you don't know what to do at that point. Do you know what I'm saying? Like Once Upon a Time in America, you invest 3.5 hours watching that, and then it gets to the end, and you say, "Holy crap! It was a great movie, but what just happened?"
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same thing in this movie. So you aspire to be like Richard Gere, is that it? You came to South Florida to find a lot of, like, small pets to take back to L.A. with you?
Rodents.
Rodents. Well, you'll find lots of those here. In fact, check-in programming. Oh, I'm sorry. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Neil.
Yes.
First time caller.
All right, man.
Hey, I want to know about the Ask-You diet.
The what? The Ask-You diet?
Yeah, is that like a book or something? Or?
The Reuben Ask-You diet.
Huh?
Yeah. Let me ask you what I can eat for lunch. That's how it works. You ask, yeah.
Where can I find that book?
Where can you find it? Probably in a bookstore would be a good idea. Or maybe in the library.
Hey, can you play Neil Goff for me?
Okay.
All right.
Get out of here. Get your banana boat and get out of town, will you? Open line and Dade, 751. See, that's one of the great parts about South Florida. Unlike what you got, all the illegal aliens from Mexico out there, we have all these Caribbean. It's like somebody keeps flushing the toilet down there, and like I told George before, it all keeps coming upstream. There's nothing more genteel than the people from the Caribbean. I've discovered that. Gentile. Wow.
The Mexican people are very nice.
Are they? Mm-hmm. Then why do you keep doing all kinds of terrible things to them out there?
Me?
Why does your governor keep trying to attack all those poor illegal aliens who are just trying to better themselves and make a living for themselves and have a place to eat their burritos? What the hell is wrong with that prick, that Italian? What's his name?
Wilson?
Oh, Pete Wilson. Jesus.
Italian.
That Italian, hey, he must have changed it. That damn fascist piece of crap. He looks like Benito Mussolini on a bad day.
He's more flip-floppy than Bush was.
Yeah, he's got a flip-floppy Bush, huh? I believe that. Here's he's another one calling the pot calling the kettle pink. Him and that Ed Davis. He saw the light all of a sudden. Ed Davis, remember? And who's the other one? You got Bob Dornan and then Bill Dannemeyer. Yeah. They got the biggest Nazis in America are in California. Oh, you ought to really fit in like a glove out there. No wonder you look like an ass murderer. Boy, it smells like somebody farted in here. Is that your? Is he cutting breaking wind in here or what? Or is that your cigar?
Might be.
Look at the size of that thing.
It's an $8.98 from one of our fine sponsors.
Jesus!
I was going to bring you guys some cigars from California. But...
I'm serious. The smoke from that thing is just pouring through the vents in here.
Yeah, I can smell it now. It smells like...
I mean, with me, I just stick to my little ones because it's something that makes me feel comfortable about myself. Here's Dania. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Okay. Nice hum job on this call.
Yeah, I'd like to digress, if I may, from the themes of today's show, the Olympics and all. Make a very small point, I'll admit.
Okay.
There's an expression in this country that has become a very tired and overused phrase.
And what is that, sir?
Well, see, now, I've been eating ham and eggs for years, and God damn it, I'm proud to be a ham and egger.
Yeah. And?
Well, I'm proud to be a ham and egger. Every time some jackass is bitching and moaning about somebody gets called a ham and egger. Well, goddamn it, I'm a ham and egger.
Okay, whatever you say. Okay. And you wonder why there's that bad hum on that line, huh? Open line in the blue line in Broward, 5249463. Oh, he's talking about the hammer. He called the hammer a what? Do you hear what he called the hammer?
A nagger.
A nagger. Well, I think he's got a point.
Well, it's downright disgusting and it's very rude to say there's too much fat in the Mexican food. Oh, give me the taco and the chimichanga, cause it warms my tummy and it burns my tongue.
You know who that sounds like? Mitch Lewis. Is it?
It does sound like him.
All right, let's listen.
When my car is dead and the engine stalls, I sit inside playing with my dingle balls. I eat some enchiladas and the trouble will pass, cause the car she starts, cause it gives the gas. Oh, my wife Consuelo is the woman I love. The guacamole down the throat she shoves. Oh, she's very big, but my love does not fade, cause when the sun is shining, I sit in her shade. Taco Bell, 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 Taco Bell.
That sounded like Mitch Lewis to me. We'll probably get a spy report on that. He's listening. Everybody over there at the... So they're not in Carroll City anymore. And they haven't been. INZ and Love and Lightbulb and She and their other 85 local stations are in 187th and 441.
They're all stuffed in that little building.
But we're going up in Hollywood where Magic used to be. We're going to be all by ourselves. We're not going in there with all those goyim. We're going to be in our own facility where Magic used to be.
That's good.
Where Sonny Fox left all the stuff. We'll probably find a lot of stuff around laying in there, yeah. Where Sonny Fox left all the good stuff, huh? He's off of that, is it? Yeah, I believe you, Sonny. But, yeah, we're going to be there. We're going to be doing magic, making magic in that building. And as we speak, they're building a palatial brand new with all new digital stuff in there.
I tell you what,
none of which will probably work for what we need, but it's going to look very impressive.
Buddy Bud knows how to take care of the equipment.
Now what? Now why do you say that? Now why do you come here and suck around with Buddy Butt?
I'm not.
You
It's true.
walked
That
out
was some
alone.
of the
You had
best
a
equipment.
fine job there. They left you alone at 1194. Dean Goodman never stole a freight train.
They were always very nice.
They
to
were
me.
nice to you. They paid you a reasonable, not a sensational, but a reasonable amount of cash, enough to shave anyway. And you badmouthed them every time you'd come over here. You'd carry on. You'd carry on like a child, and about how they wouldn't let you don't say my name on the air because they're
that
paranoid.
I thought was kind
they're
of
paranoid and they're
childish,
psychotic and they're childish. And Paxton is an axe murderer and all the terrible things.
I never said that.
Oh,
They
in other
were
words, you're trying to get back? Is that it?
They always let me do whatever I wanted.
I think they want you back in the morning.
I don't think so.
I think they do. Seriously.
I got another.
That's a rumor I just heard.
I've got another year of acting classes to go, and then maybe I'll consider moving back here.
Well, you said you got a couple $100 for that grade Z role in that movie with the nanny, Fran Drescher. I mean, that's not going to cut the mustard. How long can you live on that?
You know what is
where is your income?
You know where
what
most
is your
of my
source of
income
income
is? I'll tell you where it is. It's like about every 2 or 3 months for that Stallone movie, I get this huge check. And I was like, I got like 2 lines in the movie.
Well, how much is the check?
Every 2 or 3 months, I get a check for like 10 or 15 grand, and I pay my bills and buy some groceries.
Now, what do you mean every 2 or 3 months?
Every quarter. Every quarter,
4
you
times
get a
year.
residual check.
So you're making about 40 or 60 grand for about a 10-second role in some grade Z Stallone
for
doing squat.
The rest of the time,
So how come you called me for a loan that time? How come you were asking me for money when you're making more money for sitting on your ass than most of these poor bastards are working their ass off?
I feel guilty.
You should feel guilty calling me for money. Just because I'm making more in this half hour than you're going to make in the next 6 months.
That was before one of those checks came in. I was starving. I was eating out of gas stations and wearing rags. And I called up
look at you now. Yeah,
I know.
I rest my case. 12:53 at WIOD.